Well, hello, and welcome to Butter Roll Boutique. I am Doretha, and today I will be sharing with you an almost finished project, or as we say in the crochet world, the fiber yarn world, uh, it's a whip. Okay, it's a work in progress. So I say it's almost finished because I really shouldn't register this as an almost finished project because I still have a few little things that I need to, a few little details that I'll be doing to the faces but I'm going to undertake this big job today in doing something that I have never done before, and that is this one's a little wonky. I should have blocked it. But I will be sewing these pieces, these squares together today. And like I said, I have never done this before. So this is absolutely a learning experience. Now, one of my biggest things that I will need to do right now is decide if I want to sew it up with blue or if I want to sew it up with the same color. Um, I love the blue. I love how it looks, but I also love the plain color. And I do plan to go around the blanket once I get it sewn up. I'm going to go around it with both of these colors, and I might add a little white in there. I even thought about sewing it up with white. Okay, but right now I don't have any white left. That's weight 4, and I made all of these pieces in weight 4 except for the face of this except for the face of this bird. It's a rooster, by the way. It's a rooster. And then the wings on the bumblebee was made with the weight 3, and this is Hobby Lobby's some type of bee, yarn bee. It's a yarn 3 weight, the white is. And the other is, of course, Red Heart Super Saver that was just donated to me. And I have outlined all of these squares with this. And of course, this blue, it's a mainstay that was given to me by Tina over at Crafts by the Rose. Now, the rooster, of course, is new, and the bumblebee is new. And I know that you all have not seen these before, but I kind of looked at what other people online have done, and I pretty much made my own animals. I made my own cat, and I made my own horse. And they're still debating whether this is a horse or a cow, but it's a horse. Okay. And I made my own sheep. I just took this idea. I used popcorn stitches. No, I used bobble stitches instead of popcorn stitches. Okay, and this is my mouse, which I know I'm probably going to add a little mouth or a little smile or something onto the mouse so that she won't look like a koala bear or he. Okay, and this is my pig. I just looked at other people's work. I looked in that book that I told you about, the free book that's on Kindle. And so I looked in that book, and then I also took inspiration from Crochet and Crafts channel. So I'll be listing those in the description box. But this cow and this dog were 2 of my very first designs that I made, and I tried to follow the patterns within the book. That's where this came from. That came from the book. This came from my interpretation of the instructions in the book. Okay, but the others I kind of looked at and took inspiration from craft and crochet and from the book, and looking at real pictures of some animals in online on the internet, and I developed my own set of animals for this particular farm animal blanket. Now, I was encouraged to put the word cow here because people kept calling her a bear, calling him a bear. But you see his little horns, he could have been a bull or whatever. And I thought he looked very much like a cow. And I was thinking about modifying this dog, maybe making the ears a little bit bigger, because people keep calling him a panda bear, him or her. But anyway, this is an animal blanket, so we're not going to get into gender specifics, but this blanket can be for any child, a boy or a girl, and it can be in any colors. And I did not write any patterns down, so if I made it again, I would only be remembering what I did here and perfecting it. So I want to make sure that I had a good picture of all. We got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squares. And let me see if I can get a measurement on each square. Because, let's see if I can get a measurement on the square. Well, of course, I didn't think ahead to get a measurement on the square, so I did not bring a measuring tape with me. But yeah, that's what that is. Okay, and I also want to tell you that a 4.5 size 4.5 hook was used to crochet all around these animals to do the actual square, to do the original circle, and then to make it into a square, I used a 4.5. But when I got ready to do the features, like the body and the wings and the stripes, the ears, and all of these other pieces, the baubles, when I got ready to do the other pieces that I had to add on, I used a 3.0, a 3.0 size hook. Okay, and what else is important about this blanket so far, I think, are the fuzziness that I used here. And I also used it right here. And I need to tell you about that yarn, but right now I cannot think of it. So what I'm going to do is leave the name of this furry yarn. It's also a Hobby Lobby yarn, though. I'm going to use the furry yarn that I used in the description box. I did not connect it with or hold it with another piece of yarn. I simply just crocheted with it the way that it is, and it came out like that for my cat and my mouse. They kept calling my mouse a koala bear. I'm going to fix that before I give it to the child. But I'm very proud of myself for doing this the very first time and not being able to actually read a pattern correctly. Once I did these, and I did a couple more from the book, then I found Miss Craft and Crochet, and she taught me an easy way to make these circle granny squares. So I was very happy about that. So now my next decision, because I will be sewing this together today, is to use blue or tan to sew it up with. Now I think now that I'm looking at it, I think I have enough blue in here. So I'm just going to rule out the blue. And because I don't have any white to sew it up with, that's the other color I want. I don't have any, so I'll rule out the white. And I'll be sewing, this is the rest of the jumbo. This is a Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo that I got as a gift from one of my subscribers. And on this roll, there were, I think it was 744 yards. This is a 14-ounce roll, and I did all of these outlines with it, and this is what I have left out of the jumbo. So that's about half. So definitely I will be able to go ahead and sew this up, and to once I sew it up, then I will you know, come back with another video and show you what else. All I've learned how to do from watching videos and tutorials online is to sew it up straight. Now, as far as joining the corners and joining all four of these, I have to go back and look at that. So what I'm going to do is going to sew this straight, and then I'm going to sew this one, and I'm going to sew all of them like that, so it'll be 3 in a row. Then I'm going to turn it and come back and sew this way to try to sew them all up. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I will be showing you just a little bit of my method of how I'm going to sew these up, and then I'm going to let you go. So let me see if I can do this without messing up my video. Nope. I thought I could zoom in a little bit, but I don't want to mess up anything. So I'm just going to go with this. Let me move these out of the way so we can just focus on the two that I'm working on now, and then I'll put the cow on there, okay? Now I want these two to be just like this. So, and I'm going to sew them up on the front. Okay, I'm going to put the two pieces together like this, face to face, face to face. And I'm not going to flip them or anything. Well, I better turn them this way so I can crochet. Okay, so turn them that way. Then I'm going to stick my hook in there. I'll put a slip knot on that hook. Okay. This is a learning station, y'all. I have learned to do this by watching videos. I learned how to crochet by watching YouTube videos. So this is another activity that I'm learning how to do. So you all bear with me. I'm on the counter in the kitchen on the island. I moved everything off of it so I can have it all to myself. Now I'm in this open space right here. So there are 2 stitches on this side. I'm going to go in the first one, back loop only, and then I'm gonna go in the first one on this side, back loop only, and I'm going to bring up a slip stitch. Now I'm going to go down the row, and I hope they match up on the end. If not, I'm going to have to do some maneuvering and some finagling, because I'm not going to remake these granny squares that I have made. I'm not going to remake them, I don't think. Now, if I get to one, to a spot where it's just too off and I can't maneuver it, madougle it, then I will, you know, have to remake it then. But right now, I'm just going in the back loop of this side. Then I go in the back loop of this side. And then I bring up a slip knot. Back loop, slip knot. Find the next stitch. Back loop, go in the back loop, bring up a slip stitch. You know, I could have done single crochet with this, but I like this look. This is how it's going to look. Can you see that? Let me catch it so I won't lose it. Can you see how that's looking? That's that seam right there. And I love the way that look. I think I would love it even if it was a different color coming through there. But since I have so much color going on now, I'm just going to stick with this one. Okay, so let's get back to work. I put my hook in my loop. And I find the next stitch on both sides. And I do back loop, and pull up a loop. Back loop, and pull up a loop. Back loop, and pull up a loop. And see, what I did was I typed in how to connect granny squares. And this was one of it's a lot of ways you can do it, but this was one that I loved, and it is the one that I'll be using whenever I make a granny square item at this time. So yeah, look how beautiful that looks. And it lays kind of flat like that. See? Isn't that beautiful? So this is what I'll be working on today. I'll be connecting these squares in threes. Until the next step, I'll see you later. Thank you for coming. And I pray that everything that I've done and shown you has been in God's will for my life. Everything and every move, I want it to be in His will. I'm trying, y'all, and I need you to try too. All right, have a good day.